Hey, welcome back. This is episode 1 in a series of videos designed to teach you basic home audio recording. First of all, I have a little bit of a correction. YouTube no longer does sub-channels. They do playlists now. So the 3 different categories that I'm going to do to organize all the different kind of videos I'm making, they're going to be playlists now, and I'll make those as soon as I can. Hey, a little bit of background about me. Mainly the question you should be asking is why you should listen to me. I went to audio engineering college in the early 90s, about 5 minutes before everything turned to digital. And I learned how to record on 1.5 reel-to-reel 16-track tape, which means, if you don't know, you can record 16 different things at a time and then mix them down later. We're going to get into a lot of that technical terms on basic recording as I go through this course. But now we do all that stuff in the computer, which is a lot easier, a lot more flexible, and a lot faster. So definitely something you want to get into. All right, so to record audio into your computer and mix it into a song or whatever you're going to do, you need about 3 things. You need the computer itself, and you need what they call a DAW, or digital audio workstation, and then you also need the audio interface. And the audio interface is the box that will take either the guitar cord or the microphone cable and convert that into a signal that the computer can use. So that's a key component in recording. And you need those 3 things, and then that's pretty much it to record audio. All right, the computer. Not going to go over a lot about how to set up a computer for audio, because if you're using a laptop or a desktop that's about 3 or 4 years old, chances are it's plenty fast. And usually has between 8 and 16 gig, which is going to be good enough. 16 is better, so look for that. And then also, if your computer's less than 4 years old, it's probably got an SSD type hard drive. What that means is an SSD hard drive is kind of like a thumb drive. Everything is solid state on a circuit, and it's much faster and much more reliable than the old style spinning disk drives that, were kind of like glorified record players, really, if you think about it. Anyways, so when I started working on recording in the early 2000s, we had a discipline where we were kind of like, we're going to have a computer just for recording, and it's not going to connect to the internet, and we're not going to do our daily driver internet stuff on it. We're just going to, run audio on it. And we kind of hot rodded it, turned things off, kind of dialed it in a lot more. You don't really have to do a lot of that these days. And you can, if you only have one computer, go ahead and use that for audio as well. It should be fine. But, I learned the other way. So that's kind of where we're at with that. If you do set up a second computer, separate from your main computer to record audio on, you get a little bit of a level of security because it's not going to get viruses, and you won't have to worry about anybody hacking your files or anything like that, because they'll all be safe and sound on this other computer. And that's kind of, why I treat my main audio computer as a, big digital tape recorder. And so that's just kind of the way I do it. So if you can't do it, I understand. Okay, let's go over the audio interface. The audio interface is a little box that converts your analog, or let's call it, either line level or mic level signal, and I'll go over that in a minute. Like your guitar cord or your microphone. It converts that into something the computer can work with, mainly a digital signal. They kind of come in a whole bunch of different shapes and sizes. When you're getting started out, you probably only need one that has 2 inputs. So I'm using this thing called a Behringer UCA 222 as my daily driver, kind of plugged into my main computer here that I'm filming on right now. It's good, but it has RCA inputs, and those RCA inputs are designed to line out of like a tape deck or a turntable. So they're really meant to have something else that you are going to line into it. And you have to kind of bounce down and convert to that from, I'm also using a small mixer. So I go out of the mixer into the audio interface. And so that comes with pros and cons. Also, I have a second audio interface that I use on my main computer that is called a Mobile Pre from M-Audio. And I bought it a long time ago. And they still actually make them to this day. That has direct microphone inputs and line level a quarter inch. They call it quarter inch. Quarter inch is the line, like guitar cord. That to directly into the box, and it has a little more volume control. So that's a step above the little Behringer box here. And it has pros and cons as well. So you can probably purchase an audio interface, a halfway decent audio interface, for under $60. And just my suggestion is go ahead and try to find one that has two microphone ins, or two. A lot of times they'll do this thing called new trick, where it's microphone in and it has a quarter inch jack in the center of it. So it's one connector that does both types. Yeah, look for something like that, because that's going to help you out in the long run. It's good to have two inputs that you can take into as a stereo pair at once. Yeah, and that's going to go a long way when you start recording. All right, so when audio interfaces first came out in the early 2000s, there was a lot of specialized hardware that would require some kind of a card that you installed into a desktop. Well, nowadays, almost everything is USB, and when I mean USB, I'm talking about Type A, which is that standard, rectangular plug that can only go in one way. Although there are a lot of USB-C interfaces now, because there's USB-C everything.
Okay, so kind of wanted to go over the installation of Cakewalk on this computer, even though, yes, I have already done it, but I'm going to talk you through the basics here. Okay, so first of all, if you go to bandlabs.com, you see here, what you're going to do is you're going to log in and create an account. You do that right here. I've already done that. And then you will go over to the Cakewalk, where it's the product Cakewalk. And then you're just going to download it right there. It has an installer, and that installer is going to install the Cakewalk for you. But you need the BandLab account in order to log into the installer. So you got to set up the BandLab account first, and then you're going to run the installer. Once you've got that, it's going to be, and this is on Windows, so it usually defaults to download right here. And then you're going to double click on your Cakewalk. It's going to run you through the installation process, and you just go ahead and choose the defaults. Most installers, here's the thing, most installers on software, when you run that, the defaults that they have you select, you can always change those internally once the software is installed. So no one's ever like having you choose anything that you're never going to see again. So don't worry about making choices and changing them later. That's not a big deal. Once we launch Cakewalk, it's going to look like this. Now, for the first time, you have to be logged in to register it. And you'll see the little error down here in the lower right-hand side. You'll see where it says Cakewalk. It says update Melodyne. That I never use that, so I'm not super worried about it. And then, yeah, they want me to update to a new version right now, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. That's also where you get the message that says register it, and that means you'd have to be logged in to your BandLab assistant or BandLab on the web. You have to be logged in for the first time only. I'm running this on a computer that is normally not connected to the internet. I just plugged the little Wi-Fi card into it. I have a Wi-Fi USB that I plugged in just so I can register it and just so I can run you through this. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and install that. And then, so yeah, so this is the update. But this is also the same as, yeah, this is the same kind of thing as if you were going to install it for the first time. So it's a good thing I did this. Cool. I'm happy. I did not plan that. Anyways, yeah. So then, yeah, it gives you the releases here, and then now we're back to here. This is the main page. Oh, actually, this is the web right here. I'm done with this because I've registered it already. Oh, it is going to ask me to register again. Interesting. Oh, this is great that I can talk you through the whole process right now. So yeah, see what it says sign into BandLab. That's going to take us to the BandLab sign in. And I don't know it offhand. I'm going to have to go look it up. But then after you've done this, you will get a message down here that says registered, and then you're good to go. Okay, so Cakewalk is now activated, and I was able to log into my BandLab account on this device. That's the only time I have to log into BandLab. I can use this going forward, even though this computer is not going to be on a regular basis connected to the internet. So this is the main login project screen, and we're gonna go over all of this in the next video. Thanks a lot for spending your time, and we'll see you again soon.